Where to start in terms of explaining the genius of this president? To bring in the South African president or leader and basically chew him out is absolutely incredible. That was interesting for a while. There's only so much you can do with the story. It was good. I've had it with Joe Biden and the talks about his health. Did they know it? Did they lie about it? Did they blah, blah, blah? Boring. Boring. I'm in a weird state here. The news is insufferable. It is absolutely mindless. The usual things are mindless. I'm kind of stuck. The things I want to talk about, really, they aren't really being talked about on the news. We have to figure out this particular modality. I appreciate it to an extent. Sometimes I think to myself, I don't know what I'm accomplishing. I really don't even know. And I'm serious. I wonder, it's like, what does it matter if we're live? Why go live at all? What's the point? I mean, why? Sometimes it's scattered. Sometimes if you stop and you pay attention to the live, it throws off the sound of the integrity to people who listen to the show later on who aren't reading the stream. And I was watching somebody the other day, and he goes, "Hey Dave, hey Jerry, hey, how are you doing?" I thought, this is the most boring thing in the world. But those were his loyal fans. So I'm thinking that's not working either, and I'm afraid I'm sounding like that too. I mean, I appreciate the fact that we are familial in some respects, but I got to tell you something. To somebody who's listening later on, somebody in their car, somebody who just plugs in and listens, he doesn't understand what these brief, references say, or somebody will say something and the troll or the attempt. And the worst is people who try to be funny who really aren't funny in the least. So that's tough. I was watching Judge Napolitano, and he never, ever takes a call. I mean, not a call. He never, ever references it. And it's more cohesive. I don't know why he takes live calls when he has, Alistair Crook on or whoever. He doesn't need to even go live. He could just do the interview. I don't understand. Maybe sometimes he does. So I'm stuck with that. The whole news cycle is just ridiculous. We're not getting anywhere. We're spending too much time with this stupid Joe Biden thing. So I'm off in. I'm looking more for stories that I love this ostrich seizure in British Columbia, and how there's this tyrannical kind of a totalitarian encroachment upon people. Remember what they did to the Amish years ago with their milk? That's kind of interesting. I think this administration, I hope that Russia and everything turns out okay. I hope that turns out to be critical. I hope more than anything that Putin finally is supreme. Zelensky is a dead man. You do know that. He's a dead man. And I'm not just saying this. I'm not being, no. I mean, his Ukrainian volunteers, they hate him. They hate him because of the conscription and people. He'll never see 50 or whatever. I don't even know how old he is. But how much can you say about that? How much can we watch Jake Tapper? How can Megyn Kelly keep talking about Joe Biden's prostate cancer? How can Chris Cuomo, that jadrul, keep talking about this, screaming and yelling with Bill O'Reilly? I don't understand it. It's over. It's boring. There's nothing to this story anymore. I don't know how to break it to you, but I don't think these people recognize the fact, or maybe they don't realize, that Biden is not the president anymore. I don't know if they know this. I think they need him. They need him the way the left needs Trump. Many people on the left only have Trump to define their politics. So Trump comes along and he does his thing, and they say, well, Trump this, I hate Trump this. I go, well, what about Biden? I don't know about Biden. We're doing the same thing. Well, they are. It's over with. It's a stupid story. It doesn't matter. Did you see China airdrop food over Gaza and said, I dare you to even come after us. Pilgrim says UK or France will take him. They'll take anyone. UK or France will take him? You mean Biden? They'll take him? Thank you, Dan O'Brien. You mean they'll... I don't understand what that means. You get a what? You get a what? I'm not sure what that means. But thank you. Nobody's going to take him. The story is old. He had, by virtue of this, the progression of prostate cancer, it takes years. He probably had it 10 years. Probably had it, whatever. I think we know this. Move on. Move on. A fascinating story, which is terrific, is Candace Owens talking to Harvey Weinstein. This is monumental. This is monumental. Somebody said, finally, a Jew she likes. I don't know if this is true. It's a bit of a thing. But anyway, that's one of the biggest stories ever. God love her. She has left me high and dry for so long because she's always been low. She and this, that Piers Morgan, by the way, who blocked. Can you imagine that Piers Morgan? They will accept, Zelensky's asylum. No, they won't. No, they won't. Asylum? This goes again, and by the way, it's a whole thing about that. Remember, they offered him billions and billions. You think he's ever going to see that? They want a clawback. He was a putz. So I don't know what they're going to do with that one. It's very interesting. Asylum? Asylum? You only seek asylum when you are a loser. They can't let him take asylum because that means he's wrong. If they allow him to get assassinated, that's a different story because that will prove what a beast, Putin is theoretically. So they may work it one way or the other. So it's an interesting take. We'll see what happens with that. But what is the most important and what is the most critical and what is the most fascinating out of everything that we're talking about right now is the stuff that's important is not being talked about. Okay, it was great today with the South Africa. Great. How long are we going to do this? They've already dropped the notion of cash. I am so disgusted with Kash Patel and with Dan Bongino. You have no idea. No idea. Where's Pam Bondi? What's going on? She's not even talking about this best part. She's not even talking about La Monica, the congresswoman from Newark. Now the Democrats have nothing. They should be beyond frightened. They've got nothing. I mean nothing. They have nothing. They have nothing. Did I say this again? I'm going to say it again. They have nothing. I don't know what their plans are. I don't know what anything is. And that's fine. Let them do this. But I'm really stuck. And I'm saying we got to pick this pace up here. This is not it. Pilgrim says, who got the FBI heads and Pam? Who got the FBI heads and Pam Bondi? Who got the FBI heads? Who got Pam Bondi? I don't know what that means. Again, who got the FBI? Who got them? You mean who was responsible for getting them? Who suggested them, maybe? I don't know. Who got them? Meaning who arranged for them? Who told the president, go with these folks? I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, this is 120 something days, and I love the president. I'm sure he's doing a great job, and still, I never for a moment have anything to say about him. Who made them turn? Pilgrim, they didn't turn. Okay, Pam Bondi didn't turn. I think somebody got in and they didn't realize. Pam didn't do this before, but Bongino with a big mouth. He got a big mouth because he was doing his talk radio or his podcasting. He could say pretty much whatever he wanted, and he had to maintain this veneer of tough guy. Cash also looks like he's just. If ever there's somebody by virtue of his countenance, his staring, the bugged out eyes, the look of fear, he does not convey. With that exophthalmic, stare. He just doesn't do it. It doesn't work. Bill Barr looked like an AG. Merrick Garland seemed rather timorous, but I'm sorry, but kind of the way you hold yourself, the way you act. I would have loved for a Pentagon head, somebody with like a, believe it or not, like a remember that what's his name? Not McCaffrey, but Stanley, whatever his name was. He was a rail thin, kind of like an ex-Marine buzz cut. If they're too military, they risk being too deep state. If they're too civilian, you got a problem with that. I don't know. It's one of those. I don't know. It's all second guessing. But for those of us who are MAGA, we are furious with this Epstein business. Furious. Because remember, we're not Republicans, this MAGA. You know who also is sounding so much wiser now than he ever did? Steve Bannon. I'll check him a little bit. I have run through the entire Middle East, Israeli, Palestinian, Zionist. I've been through that. I'm so done with this. I am so done with this. We have exhausted every argument. I know it inside and out. I don't know what's happening. Is President Trump just saying stuff just to placate? I don't know. The good news is Americans don't care a thing about Middle East. Don't care about it in the Houthis. I got to tell you a story. Listen to this story that happened today. And I'm going to mention it later on the radio, but you're going to hear it first. True story. So help me God. I'm telling you this story. It happened exactly the way I'm telling you. Exactly. This morning I had a sales meeting. So I was, wait a minute, there's something here. So there is a Pilgrim says, Trump is not the end MAGA. This will outlive him. We will see. We will see. Let me tell you what happened, but that's a good point. I like this company called Lyft, Lyft. I don't know if you have it in your, it's so much cheaper than Uber, and they're all the same because the Uber drivers do Lyft and whatever. And there's something you could do where if it's $32, Lyft it's $20. I mean, it's really significantly different. But if you have something where you say, you can wait, if you're not in a big hurry, you can maybe do 10 minutes or 15 minutes where they'll get somebody out somewhere and they'll knock even more up. So really you can save a lot of money on Lyft. So I had to go today, and it was raining like a son of a bitch. So anyway, they kept canceling my thing. So finally I got this one guy. Turns out he's from Yemen. Let me read to you. Maybe I'll show you what this is. Maybe I'll show you. I swear to God on my eyes, I should go blind if I am making this up, okay? This is the God's honest truth. Okay, here we go. I don't know if you can see this. Can you? I'm sorry, you can't see the. Oops, hang on a minute. Let me get my picture out. That's not what you want. Maybe we can see this. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Can you see this? I'm sorry. Can you maybe? Okay. Can you see it? It says, driver is deaf or hard of hearing. Did you see this? Use text to communicate. Learn hello. I'm reading backwards. And thank you in American, I guess, sign language. Driving arrives in 6 minutes. You got this? You got this? Driver he's from Yemen. Why would I carry curry? Anyway. Oh, curry. I got it. I thought you were talking about the driver. A very wonderful man named from Yemen. Okay, you got that? Driver is deaf or hard of hearing. There it is. So as I'm waiting for him, I look up, I do a chat GPT, and I say, how do you say hello? What's the sign for hello? Thank you, whatever it is. And hello is like one of these, I don't know what it is. It's like a Mussolini kind of a weird thing out of your forehead. I don't know what one of these, something like, I obviously didn't get it. So I'm going like this, something like that. Okay. So he's driving these, and then we've been getting these flickers or fiskers, or I don't know what these cars are. They look like Teslas, but they're not. In any event, I leaned through, it's kind of like bucket seat, so to speak. I leaned over, and he's driving, and he looks, and I'm giving like one of these, like, hey, you know, I'm doing this signal, this, what I think is the Amisland, American Sign Language for, hey, you know, that. And he's looking at me like, what the hell are you doing? And I said, are you deaf? He says, no. I said, you're not hard of hearing? He says, I think he said, I got high blood pressure, but no. And he speaks with a Yemen accent. What a gentleman. We had a great conversation. I said, it shows you here. And I showed him this clip. It says driver is deaf or hard of hearing. And he said to me, listen to this, he says, that explains why everybody is yelling at me. Now listen to me. I am not kidding you. This sounds like a routine, like I'm making this up. He says to me, I don't know why people yell at me. I said, why? I've been here since 1958. I love this country. Why are they yelling at me? One after another. And so we were laughing so hard, literally laughing, not just laughing. I mean, and I don't really laugh. He was having a hard time driving. He says, oh my God. I said, now you know. He goes, I'm going to call Lyft. Why am I deaf? Then I thought to myself, should we have deaf drivers? You know, I'm sorry, they always say, don't drive with your headphones on. Don't be distracted. You know, don't turn the music up. What? You might not be able to hear horns honking. Might not be able to hear a train coming. But deaf people can drive. Years ago when I was a prosecutor, there was a case, I was there, and I saw a person who was charged with driving with headphones. I swear to God, the next case for speeding or something was a deaf driver. Now, how does that work? But anyway, this kills me. Here I am leaning over saying, what is this guy doing? I'm giving him one of these. This is my thing. One of the best parts of the day. The bad news is when it rains in Midtown, forget it. It's the worst. So let me tell you something right now. Going back, the stories that I find the most fascinating are nothing that are on Fox, nothing that, oh, Make the Dream says, ha ha ha, literally, bruh. Indeed, indeed. Literally. It was one of those moments that really made a lot of sense. But it was a great moment of comedy. Next, Mrs. L. Did you see it? Did you see her go to the White House? Did you see a picture? She's got pictures of the White House. You can see where the president, Melania, and there's her bun. You can see her hair. She's right in the front. And at the White House, in the Rose Garden. She then did 30, she talked to 30 people, 30 Congress people. One of them, we're not going to mention their name, was the rudest. They have these interns who were so rude. These weird, like strange spectrum, like, sorry, like there's something wrong with these kids. Very, very unfriendly. Now let me ask you this. You know what this is? Anybody ever hear of Wall Drug of South Dakota? You heard of this? Mrs. L came back. She had one of these. Anybody heard of Wall Drug? Have you heard it? Anybody hear of it? It's supposedly huge, as we say in the kitchen. Huge. Wall Drug. Let me see here. This is like their, you know, they, think about them. Wall Drug. Remember this, let me see, Wall Drug. Wall Drug is one of the strangest, most successful, and most delightfully American roadside attractions in the country. A place where capitalism, kitsch, and caffeine collide in the South Dakota Badlands. It's a 76,000 square foot tourist stop, offering everything from 5-cent coffee and homemade donuts to cowboy hats, souvenirs, and animatronic dinosaurs. Reminds me of one of those Buc-ee's. Anybody been to a? I've not been to a Buc-ee yet. I might do it if I happen to drive by. I am not going to drive to a Buc-ee. So anyway, where did you get this? Some congresspersons? South Dakota. South Dakota, Wall Drug of South Dakota. So she came home with this. I'm thinking, okay, been around a long time. 1931, by Ted Husted, a pharmacist looking for business in a tiny town population. And during the Great Depression, business was slow until his wife, Dorothy, had a genius idea: offer free ice water to travelers. Mark says, Lionel, you are my afternoon delight. Skyrockets in flight. Look, cooking up and dancing from the appetite. Afternoon delight. Rubbing sticks and stones together in the roaring night. Loving you so. We can make a little loving in the light of day. All of those two were working up and down the appetite. They said that the weird phrase, working up the. Anyway, as you can tell, my ability to recall lyrics is pathetic. Offer free ice water to travelers heading to Mount Rushmore. Ted put up signs on the highway, hundreds of miles in both directions, offering that water. The signs became iconic. Free ice water, wall drug, 5-cent coffee. Only 327 miles to Wall Drug. Wall Drug or bust. Like the Burma Shave ads, they were quirky, charming, and impossible to ignore. Tourist stop. Now sees over 2 million visitors a year. Western kitsch. Also, Buc-ee's. We have another thing too here, which is interesting. And it's a tradition. Some people went crazy about what's that one upstate they have now? First of all, the stores. I'm an Acme person. Acme is the best for what I they have everything I need. Okay, that's fine. Trader Vic, Trader Joe's, I don't know what that is. I'm sorry. I love them, but I'm not. I mean, it didn't grab me. Then there was that. What's that other one that people love? It was upstate New York. They love this one. Not Kroger's, not. You know what I'm talking about. What's the name of it? What? It's a supermarket. It's a chain. I mean, you know what I'm talking about. Somebody help me here. Not Whole Foods. Wegmans. Thank you, James. People loved Wegmans. Yeah, they're here now. But when Wegmans started, they went crazy. They had a piano playing, all this stuff. So we have somebody here called Stu Leonard's. And Stu Leonard's, it's this guy who sold ice cream, and they have these animatronics like, they have a big cow in the dairy part. And people, they walk up and it's like, me too. I'm a grown man. I push the button. I think, isn't this fun? I think, why? They'll have things bagged in a particular way. They'll give samples. It's Stu Leonard's out of Connecticut, Darien, as they call it. It's this thing. It's knowing it's about time. But I know people who are into that Trader Joe's thing. I mean, they swear by it. Okay, fine. The Costco thing. I'm a Costco thing because I literally, bruh, I can't believe how much stuff there is. They can't possibly sell all the. What do they do with meat that expires? I've heard some stories about the rotisserie chicken. I don't know. How about where people eat? People eating, it's packed. Pizza, hot dog. It could be okay. Let's face it, pizza is pizza. Let me explain something to you. Dave Portnoy notwithstanding. Pilgrim says, according to a Wile E. Coyote, Acme of Wow. Wawa is another one. Now that's not a store. That's a kind of a convenience store. But the Wawa people went crazy. Today also is, so that you know this, today is Fleet Week. It started, and it was a miserable rain. And we can look out the window, and it's so sad because we see these young people walking around. They look like little babies in sailor suits. And it makes me wonder, it's like, I hope they're getting some benefit from this. I mean, they're in the Navy. I'm sure they're doing a great job. I'm sure they're wonderful, and they're smart, and they love our country, and God bless them. But there's something so kind of sad about that. It's just so sad. I don't know why it's sad, but I feel like it's sad. In any event, so that's that. So I've had it today. I want to talk about this poor man who people are yelling at him. True story, because he's from Yemen. We had so much fun talking about this zhug, this sauce that they have, which is so wonderful. We're talking about the Bab el-Habdad, or the Gate of Tears, and how Yemen is just so. Did you know the Queen of Sheba is from Yemen. I did not know that. And it's so interesting, the people that you meet. So there you have it, my friend, a veritable cacophony, a litany, an absolute, seemingly fascinating, unending story of hilarity and the like, all sewn together by nothing, by absolutely nothing. In any event, dear friends, I thank you so much. Thank you so much for the kindness, my dear friends. By the way, follow Mrs. L at Lynn's Warriors. Listen to what she did. Listen to how she tells you she's been to the White House now more than I have. She knows the routine. She knows the Secret Service people. She's sitting there next to Mace and this one and Ted Cruz, and Pam Bondi was there. Everybody else was there. Not a lot of Democrats. It was supposed to be a bipartisan bill. But the president came out and the first lady right there in the Rose Garden. The Rose Garden. There was nothing like it. Then she's at the Capitol, and she's all over the place. And me, I'm waxing philosophic about Wegmans. That's my life. What are you gonna do? All right, dear friends, have a great and a glorious day. Tomorrow, by the way, tune in. Tomorrow, 2 to 5. 2. And then we got some other announcements coming up. So that's a whole other thing, too. All right, my friends, we love you. Have a great and a glorious day. Maintain your subscription here to Lionel Nation. Let's hope we get some new news, because this news cycle just bores the living hell out of me. In any event, have a great day, my friends. Thank you for your time and your effort. Don't forget, the monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue you. Da. Try it again. Let me try it again.